security threat. What's happening? What just happened? What do you see?
Hello. Hey, Anna. I don't, oh, I got to get my video.
Get your video, Dr. Bean.
There it is. I don't have a hat.
That is okay. What just happened?
I don't know.
Students, what just happened?
A meeting now, so I think we have a good plan.
Students, can you tell what just happened?
Thank you. You're welcome.
Can you tell what just happened?
I think we're all shell-shocked.
We are about to have a virtual commencement ceremony right now. Are you ready for this? No? Let's do it. Okay, now I know Dr. Tay, do you have to run away?
I do have to, 1 o'clock, I have an advising meeting, so unfortunately I can't stay long to see the virtual ceremony, but
Okay.
do you want me to go or do you want me to
Well,
wait?
I wanted you to, you don't have to go, but I wanted you to have the opportunity to say something before you have to run away, and then we can start and you just bow out when you need to.
Okay, so you all are it's great to see everyone here. I know that as seniors, this is probably the last few weeks have been really hard on you in terms of, one of the things that you envision is that graduating walk down the Furman Mall and sitting in the stadium. And so I recognize that for many of you, the last few weeks have been a time of grieving. And so this is just something that we could briefly do on behalf of you to celebrate and make you feel like you have a little bit of closure to your time here. One of the things that I want to say just on my behalf, but hopefully others, I'm guessing that others feel similarly, is that, you all are a class of public health graduates. And so one of the things that, nobody likes that we are in a pandemic situation, but I think that one of the things that really excites me about your class is that you really have the foundational skills to really be understanding the context of the situation that we're in, as well as the fact that while everyone is at risk, there are groups of individuals who are disproportionately affected. And whether we pursue degrees in public health or pursue other careers, just recognizing your background and lens for which you can understand these complex situations and think about how you might want to change the world in ways that you feel like are consistent with your values as well as your knowledge base. And so I'm really proud of all of you. I know I haven't had all of you as a student, but I am proud of all of you. And, I wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. So congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Tay. Okay, so what happens first when commencement happens at Furman?
You have wonderful speakers like me.
You have wonderful But before that, you have to walk into the stadium, right? So I told you that you needed to be able to move around, and what I would like everyone to do is get up, and we are going to virtually walk down the mall. Well, not really. You're going to kind of be walking down the mall, but there's going to be the music playing, so it's like we're walking into the stadium to our seats. So for 2 minutes, walk around as we listen to this music, like we're all walking in together.
Tim, I don't see you walking. Anna.
I don't. I'm wearing sweats below the shirt, Jordan.
No gown.
My gown is actually at Furman.
I'm actually at Furman today.
Thank you, and please take your seats.
Congratulations all. Sorry to run off. Congratulations.
Okay, so I was playing with Moodle and I just learned something, not Moodle, with Zoom. I just learned something that I can't read off of my screen while I have you here. So I'm going to be looking down at this screen. So usually we go take our seats and then what happens? We have a graduation speech, right? So I have prepared a very short graduation speech for us. It's very short. Okay. It has been such a joy for me to learn with all of you. As you may remember, can you see this? Who is it? Who is this? Oh shoot, you can't see it.
Paul Farmer.
Oh my goodness, my love. Everyone put a little heart for Paul Farmer. How much do we love Paul Farmer? Totally love Paul Farmer. So as you may remember from a reading I assigned in Global, my favorite Paul Farmer in a graduation speech at Northwestern shared, with rare exceptions, all of your most important achievements on this planet will come from working with others, or in a word, partnership. I have loved watching your cohort become a real partnership. Take a moment now to make sure your screen is on gallery view, and I want you to look around and take in each of your colleagues and faculty. Really look at each little box. You are a diverse crew who has grown to really appreciate and truly value each other and your unique perspectives, gifts, and talents. I'd like to share another favorite Paul Farmer quote with you. Accompaniment is an elastic term. It has a basic everyday meaning. To accompany someone is to go somewhere with him or her, to break bread together, to be present on a journey with a beginning and an end. There's an element of mystery, of openness, of trust in accompaniment. The companion says, I'll go with you and support you on your journey where it leads. I'll share your fate for a while. And by a while, I don't mean a little while. Accompaniment is about sticking with a task until it's deemed complete, not by the companion, but by the person being accompanied. This quote represents really well how I feel about my job. Thank you, all of you, for allowing me to go on this journey with you and to share your fate for a while. I am honored. But in his statement, Paul Farmer was also describing the philosophy behind how Partners in Health does their work. Accompaniment suggests an open-ended commitment, a deep partnership where both parties are helped. This also clearly articulates for me the way that we're all we, the public health community, strives to do our work. More now than at any time in our lifetimes, it is clear that public health matters. And it is clear to all of us, your faculty, that you matter. The world needs your knowledge and understanding so desperately right now. The world needs your kindness and your compassion. I feel better about our world knowing that each of you, in some way, however small, can accompany those who have not been blessed by good health and good fortune and can help move our world toward greater equity and peace. Okay, then what happens after the speech? In a ceremony, what happens? Well, I'm not laughing. No, thank you. But what happens next?
Diplomas.
We get our diplomas. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put the pomp and circumstance on quietly in the background. And when I call your name, you're gonna get up and you're gonna walk across the screen, and I'm gonna virtually hand you this, and you're gonna virtually take it, and we're all gonna go like this and be happy for you, okay? Are you guys ready? You can do whatever you want when you walk across the screen. Here we go. Jillian Bateson.
Woo!
That's you.
Madison Daniel.
Woo.
Margot Fumo. Katie Gans. Zoe Green. Lauren Heimberg. Emma Hodson. Rachel Keck. Brooke Criticos. Hannah McKinnon. Hayden McLaughlin. Hannah Metwally. Vasilios Nasoulis. Haley Park. Elizabeth Peterson. Mackenzie Smith. Justin Taylor. Izzy Wilgen. Haley Jebron.
Woo! Yes! Go Haley!
Natalie Tidnahovsky. Let's unmute ourselves and give one big clapping, cheering for everyone together.
Yeah,
Congratulations!
nice.
Okay. We'll take a minute to see what that feels like. We just had a commencement ceremony. I would now like to leave a little space for the other faculty if they would like to say any words. They are welcome to. I didn't tell them to prepare anything, so they'll be talking to you off the cuff here if they're
Hi, I'd like to go. Hi, everybody. I remember most of you, freshmen, sophomores in our public health class. It is so good to see you. I just want to share with you a model that we use in Guyana, South America, and I learned it when I first became a Peace Corps volunteer. Turtle can't walk if he not put his head out his shell. That's Creolese. I didn't have the accent, but what it's saying is you have to take risks. You have to be willing to go outside of your shell, and you have to take the first steps. So whatever you do, I hope that you're willing to take those risks and take the steps because we may not always know where we're going, but I hope you enjoy the journey and continue just to be an advocate for public health. And in whatever field you decide to go into, I hope that this foundation has been helpful to you. So congratulations, and I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Chris.
You're welcome.
I can go. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I actually was pulling this together quickly, but it just sort of came to me as I look at all of you, and I do know each one of you quite well. I know your strengths. I know your strengths really well, and it's inspiring to me of what you're going to go out and do. I might get emotional. I don't usually get emotional, but I was reflecting on the fact that 15 years ago, I came to New Orleans, Louisiana to get my degree in public health, and it was just weeks after Hurricane Katrina, which was possibly the most recent previous public health disaster before this one. And, you know, when I got there, it was almost a police state. There were flood lines on most of the buildings. It was pretty rough. There were quite recent stories, horrible stories of, you know, things that had happened during the floods. And I worked with, later with several nurses who had been in the hospitals during the flood and had a lot of PTSD from that public health disaster, and were just looking for research opportunities. And the clinical piece, they kind of choked up every time they started to think about it. So it was, you know, of course I did my PhD coursework, and my husband did his medical coursework over the next several years in internship, residency jobs, postdocs. And we did all the, you know, epi odds ratios and statistics and all that work at Tulane. But the passion of it and the thing that I take with me every day to work was the experience of living in New Orleans for the next 10 to 12 years, doing the public health work there in the community, rebuilding the community, rebuilding the healthcare system, working alongside public health practitioners and healthcare providers that I'll never forget. And anyway, so obviously it was an incredibly influential experience for me, even more so than the coursework. And I feel like you guys, in your own way, not the same way, but have had that exposure to an experience, at least watching it through the news, that really helps you to see it in an incredibly different way. It adds to the coursework that you've done, and I think that you're going to, without maybe even realizing it, take that combination of learning about public health in the context of a pandemic with you forever. I know that you're probably wondering what your role looks like in this pandemic. And I want just to tell you from experience, you don't always know what you visualized your role would look like, may not be what it looks like, but there is a role for you. And that role might come out tomorrow, next week, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but you do have a role to play in both the current state and then in the years after. So I wish you all the best. You're going to do great things.
You're muted, Megan.
Thank you. I don't know if you all saw in the group chat, also Dr. Reed and Dr. Patrick wrote in. Dr. Patrick says, congratulations, seniors. You're a very special group of department majors, and you have a very special group of public health faculty. I will miss seeing you around their offices and in the hallways of the PAC. Keep in touch. And Dr. Reed said, congrats to all of you. I need to prepare for my next class. I just want to share that during this crisis, we learned how interconnected all of us around the globe are. Public health has a major role to prevent the next crisis and to help the world heal from the current one. Take care. All right, and it looks like we lost Dr. Cass. We could make up what she would have said. All right. I know some of you have to go to class and our time is up. So take one last look around at all of these beautiful, intelligent, caring, kind, loving, smart, compassionate, dedicated. I'm repeating the words because they all matter so much. And I'm going to play some pomp and circumstance, and I'm going to let you look around and thank you.